Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Bote Patra. Today we're going to continue with the second part of our video on stress and pollution. Last week we talked about how pollution can increase stress. Today we will continue by also talk about how stress can increase pollution. Today's video was inspired by an article I read, and I will leave the link in the description box down below so you can check it out. Let's start with the topic. Some study shows that to stress seems to exacerbate the effect of pollution, which suggests that stress increases susceptibility to environmental exposure. Chronic stress is more likely to gradually weaken the immune system, increasing susceptibility to pollution-related illnesses. So stress can also benefit the human body. It can also strengthen the body immune system and prompt to an immediate reaction to real danger. So if you have watched my previous video, I kind of like explain the good effect stress can have on our body and how to proceed about that. But stress can also be detrimental. Stress, especially chronic stress, can weaken the body immune system. It can cause heart disease, high blood pressure, and many other diseases. So stress is linked to uh, the six most common cause of death in America, with heart disease, cancer, lung disease, accident, liver problem, and suicidal. The origin of stress are mostly emotional. Mental health experts kind of like saying that money problem, job problem in relationship, and major change in life are among the most common cause of this problem. Scientists had discovered that poor air quality, air pollution, play a role in increasing stress. They have also discovered that chronic stress leaves your body more susceptible to the damage effect of air pollution. So air pollution definitely increase stress. We all know that. So some past studies have identified a link between exposure to ambient air pollution and depression in children. So study also identify a link between air pollution and suicide. So now researchers are looking more closely at the relationship between air pollution and stress, especially because stress is seen as a precursor to other more devastating mental health effects. So researchers at the School of Public Health at Harvard University, they recently studied the effect of fine particle, black carbon, nitrogen dioxide, and other pollutants on stress. So they analyzed data on 987 men and found perceived level of stress rise when people are exposed to air pollution. The association was especially evident in cold weather and in relation to overall particle count level, although the researcher noted that the exact mechanism by which air pollution and stress are related remain a mystery. They think that brain inflammation and hormonal activity are involved in the connection between pollution and stress. So stress can also worsen the effect of air pollution. Study shows that stress seems to exacerbate the effect of pollution, which suggests that stress increases susceptibility to environmental exposure. So chronic stress is more likely to gradually weaken the immune system, increasing susceptibility to pollution-related illness. The researcher indicate that stress can stress can make the effect of air pollution worse. In one research, right, the recent studies the recent study of the laboratory research, they kind of like expose some group of mice to a concentrated particle pollution in order to a filter air. Stress mice, right, show high level of certain protein, white blood cell count, and other indicator. So where exposed to a high level of particle pollution, they develop a rapid breathing pattern. So the unstressed mice, at the other hand, did not have the same reaction when exposed to the same level of concentrate particle pollution. So the study kind of like conclude that chronic stress had a measurable effect on the response of the respiratory system to pollution. So other studies have also confirmed that stress can magnify the negative impact of pollution. For example, one study at the Columbia University found that psychological stress during pregnancy combined with exposure to elevated level of air pollution can result in behavioral problem in children. The children of mother who were exposed to high level of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon were found to be at the greatest level of risks of developing some behavioral problem in childhood. How to cope with stress? The effect of stress tend to build up over time because emotional factor plays such an important role in stress. It is really crucial to take practical steps to maintain your health and a positive outlook upon your life, you know. So the following here are the few tips that you can use. Always seek help from a qualified mental health care provider if you are feeling kind of like overwhelmed or unable to cope, you know. It is also important to seek help if you are kind of like having some suicidal thought, or if you are using drugs and alcohol to cope with your problem. Also learn the sign of stress. If you are having difficulty sleeping, easily get angry or feeling depressed, or generally suffering from low energy, you might be feeling the effect of stress. So take early action to prevent stress from becoming worse. Like I always say, exercise regularly is important. Research shows that regular aerobic exercise reduces overall level of tension. Even 5 minutes a day of exercise can have a positive impact. Also, relaxation techniques such as yoga might also help. So, also reduce exposure to pollution. Since stress increases the effect of pollution and pollution also increase the effect of stress, it only makes sense if you to reduce your exposure to air pollutant whenever possible. So consider a high performance air purifier to help your home with airborne pollutant, you know. Also manage stress and keep yourself healthy and happy, you know. Recognize the sign of stress just to reduce, you know, your risks to many diseases. Guys, don't forget, you have to continue with your workout and positive mindset. That will also help a lot, you know. So thank you for listening. I will see you next week in our next video on stress. Love you all. Bye.